Libra, 10 signs the universe gives you. When you're on the wrong path, you woke up tired again, not tired in body, tired in soul, as if carrying a weight you can't name, and you spend the whole day functioning, smiling, balancing, harmonizing, but at night when you're finally alone, you have this feeling, a feeling that something is profoundly wrong, not with the world, with you, with the choices you've made, with the path you're following, and you ignore it, because Libra is a master at rationalizing, at creating explanations, at convincing themselves that everything is fine when it's not. But the universe doesn't let you pretend forever. The universe sends signals, warnings, alerts that get stronger and stronger until you can no longer ignore them. And the signs for Libra are specific. They're not the same as for other signs, because the wrong path for Libra isn't about ambition or adventure. It's about something deeper, more essential. It's about betraying your own nature in the name of keeping up appearances, of avoiding conflict, of pleasing everyone except yourself. So let me show you the 10 signs, and as I speak, you'll recognize them. You'll feel that pang, that shit, that's exactly it. And recognition isn't condemnation, it's awakening. It's the first step toward correction. First Libra sign, you're exhausted from trying to please others but can't stop. And it's not normal tiredness, it's existential exhaustion. You wake up and your first thought is, what does everyone need from me today? Not what do I need, not what do I want, but what they need. And you deliver, you always deliver. Even when you have nothing left, even when you're empty. And at night you crumble, alone, where no one sees. Why perform happiness for others when you're dying inside? That's the wrong path in its purest form. And you know it. You know you're betraying yourself, but stopping seems impossible, because who would you be if you weren't the person everyone loves? And the universe is saying, you would be you, real, complete, free. Sign 2, decisions paralyze you instead of energizing you. Libras always weigh their options. It's natural. But when you're on the right path, weighing options clarifies things. It energizes you. It brings you closer to the answer. But when you're on the wrong path, every decision becomes torment. You analyze, you reanalyze, you consult everyone, you make endless lists of pros and cons, and in the end, paralysis. Because no matter what you choose, you feel it's wrong. And do you know why? Because the options you're weighing are all on the wrong path. It's like choosing between 2 doors in a hallway you shouldn't even be in. So of course neither seems right, because neither is. And the universe is saying, go back, find the right corridor, then decisions will flow. Sign 3, relationships drain instead of nurturing. And you have many relationships, Libras always do. But how many fulfill you? How many make you feel more like yourself after being with that person? Versus how many leave you empty, exhausted, questioning your own worth? And when you're on the wrong path, you attract energy vampires. Not because you're weak, but because you're vulnerable. Because you've lost the ability to discern who deserves access to you, and you give access to everyone. Because you don't want to be a person who judges, who excludes, who sets limits. But boundaries aren't judgment, they're protection. And the universe is saying, not everyone deserves you, and that's okay. Sign 4. You are compromising fundamental values for the sake of harmony. And that's big. That's a sign you can't ignore, because Libra is a sign of justice, of values, of principles. And when you're on the right path, you defend it, gently but firmly. But when you're on the wrong path, you swallow it, you accept it, you allow things that go against everything you believe in. Why? To keep the peace, to avoid conflict, to avoid disappointment. And every time you do that, a piece of you dies. Not dramatically, silently, and you accumulate these little soul killings until you no longer recognize who you are. And the universe is saying, harmony built upon self-betrayal is not harmony, it's imprisonment. Sign 5, the beauty around you no longer touches you. And this is specific to Libra, because you are ruled by Venus. You feel beauty in a way that other signs don't. Music moves you, art transforms you, nature heals you. But when you're on the wrong path, everything becomes dull. You listen to your favorite music and feel nothing. You watch the sunset and don't stop. You pass by art and don't notice. And this isn't necessarily clinical depression, it's a spiritual warning. It's the universe saying, you're so misaligned that even the gift that defines you no longer works. And if that doesn't scare you, it should. Because when Libra loses connection with beauty, Libra loses connection with its own essence. And the universe is saying, come back. Come back to the place where beauty touches you, where you vibrate with it, because there you know you're truly alive. Sign 6. Conflicts you are avoiding are growing, not diminishing. And you thought that avoiding it would solve the problem, that if you didn't fuel the conflict it would die on its own. But it doesn't die. It grows, like an untreated tumor, silent at first, but getting bigger and bigger, more and more destructive, and you feel the weight of these unresolved conflicts. You feel tension in relationships where no one tells the truth. You feel accumulated resentment for things you never said. And you keep smiling, you keep being diplomatic, you keep avoiding, and the universe is saying confrontation is not violence. Confrontation is honesty, and you need honesty more than you need false peace. Sign 7. Injustices surround you, but you are keeping the peace. And this is brutal, because Libra is the sign of justice. When you see injustice and don't speak up, when you see someone being mistreated and don't intervene, when you allow inequality to happen in your presence so as not to cause a scene, you are betraying not only others, you are betraying your own soul. And you feel it, you feel ashamed, you feel guilty. You feel like you should have said something, done something, but you didn't because you were afraid of being seen as problematic, as difficult, as someone who doesn't know when to shut up. And the universe is saying, silence in the face of injustice is complicity, and the path of complicity is the wrong path for those born to balance the scales. Sign 8, you don't recognize the person in the mirror, and not physically, but energetically. You look at yourself and think, who is this person? Where is the person I used to be? The person who had strong opinions, who knew what they wanted, who had personality beyond just being pleasant, and you became a shadow, a diluted version. You adapted so much to so many people that you lost your original form, and now you are nobody specific. You are just a reflection of what others want you to be. And the universe is saying, come back to yourself, a real person, with flaws, with preferences, with non-negotiables. Because a person without form is not a person, it's a mirror, and you weren't born to be a mirror. Signal 9, internal scale is broken, and this is a more specific sign of Libra going down the wrong path. Because the scales are its symbol, its essence, its way of navigating the world. And when the scales work, you know what matters, you know what weighs, you know what's worth paying attention to and what you can let go of. But when you're on the wrong path, the scale breaks, and suddenly everything weighs the same. Or worse, nothing weighs anything. An important decision has the same weight as choosing clothes. A meaningful relationship has the same weight as a casual acquaintance. And you can no longer discern, you can no longer prioritize. You can no longer know what really matters. And the universe is saying, recalibrate, find your center. Because without a functioning balance, Libra is lost. Signal 10, synchronicities have stopped, and that's the end. It's a sign that you're so misaligned that the universe has stopped guiding you. Not because it abandoned you, but because you're no longer listening. You're no longer seeing. You're so stuck on the wrong path that the signs no longer reach you. You used to see synchronicities, repeated numbers, the right songs at the right time, the right people appearing, and now, silence, emptiness, as if magic had left life, and it didn't. You left. You disconnected so deeply that you can no longer perceive the guidance that was always there. And the universe is saying, reconnect, come back, because I never stopped guiding you. You're the one who stopped listening to me, and now you know. You recognize the signs, maybe one, maybe all 10, and recognition hurts, because it means you have to admit, I'm on the wrong path. I'm lost. I need to change, and change is scary, especially for Libra who likes stability, predictability, a known balance, even if it's toxic. But here's the truth, staying is scarier than changing, Because staying on the wrong path doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you trapped. It keeps you dying slowly. It keeps you betraying who you were meant to be. So what do you do? How do you get back on track? First, stop trying to please everyone. Not all at once, but start. Say no once a day. Small, simple. I can't today. It's not for me. I don't want to. And feel discomfort. Feel guilt. And do it anyway, because the muscle of authenticity grows with use. Second, decide on something, a decision you've been putting off, and decide now, not perfectly, not with all the information, but decide, because an imperfect decision is better than endless paralysis, and a decision moves you. It pulls you out of stagnation. It puts you in flow. Third, cut off a relationship. Not necessarily end it, but establish boundaries, distance, protect your energy, because you can't heal in an environment that makes you sick. You can't grow in soil that drains you. Fourth, defend something. Once, an injustice, a truth, something that goes against false peace but aligns with real justice, and feels fear, feels risk, and does it anyway. Because the right path for Libra always passes through justice. Fifth, seek beauty, intentionally. Music you love, art that moves you, nature that heals you, and allows it to touch you again. And if it doesn't touch you immediately, keep searching, because reconnecting with beauty is reconnecting with essence. And you need that more than anything else. And when you do these things, when you begin to realign yourself, signs change, synchronicities return, the scales adjust, decisions flow, relationships are nurtured, and you feel it. You feel the difference between being on the wrong path and being on the right path. And difference is everything. The wrong path seems safe, but it kills you. The right path seems scary, but it gives you life. And to live is what you came here to do. Not to survive being an acceptable version of yourself, but to live being the real version, complete, authentic. Libra, you were made for balance, but not the balance of pleasing everyone. The balance of honoring everyone, including yourself. Not the justice of avoiding conflict, but the justice of confronting injustice. Not the harmony of silence, but the harmony of shared truth. And when do you live like that? When you're on the right path. You don't need warning signs, because you feel aligned, you feel flow, you feel you're exactly where you should be, doing exactly what you should be doing, being exactly who you are. And the universe doesn't need to warn you, it only needs to celebrate you. Because you finally understood, you finally came back, and the right path was waiting for you all along.